Good morning, people. It was raining last night. Oh, it sounded wonderful. Streets are all wet, still drizzling. It's gonna be a beautiful day. Outdoor cooking. You guys seen in a previous video, I made this outdoor shelf, which folds up nicely, clips to the body. Soon there's gonna be some shutters on here too to do the same thing. Clip down tight. We made of steel. So there's a problem with this stove. Let's check it out. All right, here's the first problem. I can easily put this in this pre-drilled hole. That's what we made her for. This will be, you know, when you're camping for a minute. And that'll be just fine, right? And the problem is when you put a heavy pot on, she wants to lean. What I'm gonna try to do, you guys can see this, I'm gonna make some legs that actually hold all four of these up. And that way, put a big old spaghetti pot on here, and it won't fall. So, that's the plan. Let's make it happen. First thing, how tall do we need these legs to be? So the top of this is 3.5 inches. So if I get 3.5 inch bolts, which I know I can get, do some 1/4 20. The head will sit here. I'll run the nut all the way up, clamping this down, and we'll have 4 legs. Let's make that happen. Let's run to the hardware store. 3.5 inches. Let's do this. There's our destination. 11 minutes away. All right, so I got our drill bits, our drill. We have our problem stove. And I just went to the hardware store and I picked up 4 bolts. They should be just about perfect. So I'm gonna drill a hole right next to each one of these, and that'll hopefully give this thing proper legs. And I'm thinking it's gonna sit like that so I can still reach under, you know, manipulate the gas. And I got my outdoor cooking. All right, I got an old scrap 2x4 here. And that'll sit right under there and support that while I bear down with the drill. This is not very thick metal, so it should drill easily. Especially with a brand new drill. That was easy. Alright, in case you're wondering about the size of the hole needed, if you plan on doing this operation, I don't know if you can make that out. Not quite 1 inch. And I used a stepper bit. So you can pick these up at Harbor Freight. You can also pick these up at Harbor Freight. These are great, especially if you're trying to do anything, you know, semi-precise. I mean, these aren't terribly accurate, but these are definitely great for, like, instead of guessing at what size pipes you have, you can easily pop these on here. Now, pipes work on interior, so this checks interior. This checks exterior, and this pin right here checks depth. So if you have a hole and you want to see how deep the hole is, you can also measure it that way, and it tells you on this little dial, metric and inches. All right, we're gonna put the bolt through. Nice tight fit. I got washers. I'm having trouble picking the washers up. And we have our nuts. I might want to spray paint this with some high-tech paint, because it's getting quite a bit of rust already. This is supposed to be stainless. You know, there's the inexpensive forms of stainless that does rust. All right, so these are 1/4-20. These are very common US size. 7/16 is the size of your socket or wrench you'll need. That's absolutely perfect. You see that? Slight gap, 3.5 inches. She's still a little wobbly, but nothing like the way she was before. And there's a little less room to get your hands in here, but I think it's going to be fine. It's better than worrying about your stove tippy-toppy and all over. All right, there she is, all hooked up. It's good and sturdy. No longer worried about it falling over. Gas bottles underneath. Now, what I should have demonstrated, when this thing's on its stand, and I have the black plastics in there. It's on a stand, the stove's this high, and then I'm cooking up here at like shoulder height, and I'm worried about this thing falling over. Really, the only way this feels safe is if it's down on solid, like concrete, something flat, very sturdy. And even then, this thing's so easy to tip over. But what we got here, this thing is actually, this is quite sturdy. So I'm pretty pleased with the modification. Simple modification. Probably tweak these legs around because that sheet metal's so thin. But yeah, we gotta try this thing out. See how it works. Clean up, everybody clean up.